Italian Soccer Addict broadcast. My name's Graziano and I'm your host. An absolutely unbelievable crazy game in Germany between Bayern and Juve in Champions League, and a forgettable game in Lazio between Lazio and Sparta Prague in UEFA. And on the weekend, an Inter-Roma game and a reffing disaster in the Derby di Torino. This week, it's all about the Ides of March. You know, after what I saw this week in Champions League and in Serie A, I'm going to need a lot more Zambuca in my coffee, because there's nothing that can explain the craziness that went on this week. Well, maybe there is one thing: a headbutt. First off, the Bayern-Juve game had more ups and downs than snakes and ladders, and more irony than a fire station burning down. Last week in Torino, Bayern scored 2 early goals, only to have Juve come back in the last 20 minutes to tie Bayern 2-2. This week, Juve traveled to Munich, and as incredible as it may sound, this time Juve got out to an early 2-goal lead, only to have Bayern this time fight back and tie the game in the 91st minute. Now here's the irony. Arturo Vidal, who Juve sold to Bayern last summer, strips the ball for Patrice Evra to set up the winning goal. And Kingsley Coman, whom Juve loaned to Bayern on a 2-year deal, set up the first goal in extra time and scored one himself to see Bayern win 4-2 in extra time. Not even Hollywood could write such a script. After the game, the Juve bigwigs were heard lamenting, "E tu, Coman!" In Roma, at the Olimpico, Lazio welcomed Sparta Prague, team that quickly put them to the sword. A goal in the first 3 minutes saw Italy's last hope for European play bow out with a 3-0 loss. With respect to the Bayern-Juve game, I have 3 comments. First of all, FIFA needs to seriously consider bringing in video replay. There's too much money involved to rely on the discretion of a referee. I'm saying that because Morata's goal was onside. But apart from the referee, statistics had a lot to play in this game, as in the first half, Bayern Munich had 80-20% possession. In the second half, it was 75-25. That means that if you don't have the ball, you obviously can't score. And I take exception to Allegri's changes. Once he removed Morata, they had no ability to stretch the Bayern defense. And after the 64th minute when they replaced them, Juve's possession went down at 18% from the 64th minute to the end of the game. Again, how are these expected to win in overtime when you don't get the ball? On the weekend, the Ides of March continued to haunt the Roman teams. Inter went to Roma looking to put a halt to Roma's 8-game winning streak. Leading this Senate revolt was Perisic, who scored in the 53rd minute for Inter, and by Inter's shot stopper Handanovic, who continues to play lights out against Roma. But after numerous saves, Roma's Nainggolan find the equalizer in the 84th minute to save a 1-1 tie. First, a couple of weeks ago, Spalletti told Totti to watch the game from the couch. And then on Sunday, he told sporting director Walter Sabatini to shut it. This guy has, you know what, of steel. The other Roman team, Lazio, suffered the same fate. Against Milan, an early goal by Parolo wasn't enough. Milan's Carlos Bacca tied the game, and it ended in a 1-1 draw. What is there to say about the Torino Derby, except that super ref Rizzoli, just like Caesar, first lost respect by making way too many mistakes, and then lost his head by not red carding Bonucci's headbutt. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Juve used this roughing disaster to help them forget their Champions League exit and beat Torino 4-1. At the end of this game, Torino fans cried, "E tu Rizzoli!" Napoli also continued winning, Gonzalo Higuain netted 2 more goals to power Napoli to a 3-1 victory over Genoa. Higuain has 30 goals in 34 games. Other scores saw Fiorentina failed to get close to their 3rd spot by tying Frosinone 0-0, also playing to a 0-0 draw with Empoli and Palermo. Atlanta got back to winning ways by beating Bologna 2-0. Chievo beat Sampdoria on a 1-0 with a Maggiorini being the major difference. Sassuolo tied Udine 1-1, and Carpi took a bite out of Verona with a goal by, you get it, Kevin Lasagna. This is the Did You Know part of the show. Did you know that this is the first time in the last 15 years that there's been no Italian team advanced to the quarterfinals of any European competition? And finally, for all my Irish friends out there who are celebrating St. Patrick's Day on the 17th, a little info for you, that St. Patrick's last name was really Succat, S-U-C-C-A-T, and he was a son of a Roman family, a gentleman named Parthenius and his wife named Conchessa, by Rome to London to administer the colonies. Sorry mate, but he's one of us. Next week is Easter, so the Serie A is off, and so on. Ciao, buona Pasqua, arrivederci, we'll see you then. Buonasera.